Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
Damian Priest and LA Knight defeated Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu.
Zelina, Vega and Alexa Bliss, yes, you heard me right, defeated Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
Tiffy Jax defeated Jade Cargill in a #1 Contenders match.
Fraxiom defeated the Street Profits.
Aleister Black defeated Carmelo Hayes.
Andrade and Fenix defeated Los Garza.
Now, as usual, if you want to know what actually happened, Charlotte Flair says she's putting her name in the title equation again.
Alexa Bliss is back. Wow.
And there's two Randy Ortons. We start in the thick of the action with Damian Priest heading to the ring and Byron Saxton asking him how he feels about tomorrow night's match at Backlash. He's off for a match, Byron. He's not bothered. He was good just getting his hands on McIntyre, but now he can become a two-time US champion and get his hands on Drew McIntyre. Well, that sounds pretty... He stops as LA Knight rolls up. Knight has trust issues, but if Priest has his back, then he has Priest's.
So, first match of the night, LA Knight and Damian Priest versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. The faces argue about who's going to start when Solo attacks them both. We then end up with Priest against Solo, with Solo getting the better of the Punisher with a Samoan drop, knocking Knight from the apron and then tagging in Fatu. After a hip attack, the two Samoans exchange tags, but Solo doesn't get any attacks in as Priest stops him and tags out, as does Solo.
Fatu suffers a Russian leg sweep, neckbreaker, power slam, and of course the elbow, and then another slam. Knight heads to the middle rope, ready to drop another elbow when Priest tags him. Knight, none too happy, reluctantly leaves the ring as we see Priest clothesline Fatu and then wind up for the South of Heaven. Only we don't see it as Knight tags himself back in. Priest says, "What?" Knight's like, "Well," with Solo then pushing Knight into Priest, who is now the legal man as Fatu tagged him in off camera. Solo goes for the Samoan spike, but Knight ducks it, hits the BFT and then covers Solo for the win. After the win, Knight and Priest go at it, but that soon stops as Fatu enters the ring and beats them both up. Fatu races the belt afterwards, only to suffer a claymore by McIntyre. Things are warming up nicely for the US title, and that is definitely what I'm looking forward to at Backlash.
It'll be a good match, We then cut to R-Truth waving a sign for John Cena when Jimmy Uso approaches him. Jimmy says Cena sucks, with Truth saying he's my childhood hero, and then carries on.
Back from the break, we see Byron Saxton asking Drew why he just laid out Fatu. Drew says he was sending a message and then questions why it isn't a singles match as he won the #1 Contenders match for the right to face Jacob. And to be fair, he does have a point.
Yeah.
Drew then says he's a brick wall and going to stop the Samoan werewolf.
We get a package of earlier in the day when we see Green and Co. mourning her US title loss, when in walks Aldis and Vega. Vega calls Green pathetic, with Green saying she wouldn't understand as she has 0 girlfriends. Vega then proposes a match between Green and Piper against her and whoever she brings out later. Aldis likes the idea, with that match being next.
Just before that, we have a vignette from Aleister Black who says he's come back because he's the consequence this company desperately needs, and then throws a threat Carmelo Hayes' way, who coincidentally has a match with him later.
Next up, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven with Alba Fire against Zelina Vega and Alexa Bliss.
Oh, the white six-pack.
This guy could not believe it.
He's loving it.
Vega is dominated by Niven to begin with, but things soon turn around when Green comes in and she and Niven suffer a double 619, or rather a 1238.
Quick math.
The follow-up cover gets in a 2. Back from the break, Vega counters a move by Niven into a DDT and then finally makes the tag to Bliss. Of course, Bliss gets the best of the tagged in Green, even scoring a 2 off a blockbuster. We then get Twisted Bliss and a cover, but Niven makes a save on 2. Niven's then taken care of by an assisted Code Red, Bliss kicks Niven, allowing Vega to hit the move, with Bliss then reversing an unprettier into a Sister Abigail DDT and covering green for the victory.
Question is she back or is it just a one-off? Backstage we see Santos Escobar approach Rey Fenix, with Fenix cutting Escobar dead, saying, "We have no conversation, I beat you, it's over." And to be honest, I like that. Because you get a lot of wrestlers and they'll wrestle and then the one will come back and they'll be like, "No, I've beat you, it's done."
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. Anyway, Santos just wants to say one thing. Who said anything about a conversation? Fenix is then blindsided by Berto and Angel, who only stop when backstage hands appear. Andrade then appears looking concerned for Fenix.
We see Charlotte Flair arrive before we have another look back at the Cena-Orton rivalry. This time from 2014's Hell in a Cell, where the two squared off to become #1 contenders for the WWE title. For anyone interested, Cena won.
Of course he did. Out comes, boo, Charlotte Flair. She says she enjoyed her WrestleMania moment and then announces her way back to the women's WWE title. This is met with boos, with Flair saying she's the GOAT and feeling disrespected. She then vows to leave and never come back, which of course is met with cheers. She throws the mic down, heads out the ring and up the rampway. As she does, out comes Jade Cargill, and after eyeing up Flair, heads to the ring. Cargill grabs a mic and tells Flair to head to the back of the line as she's had her chance. And to be fair, she has.
She has, yeah. So, next match, Jade Cargill against Nia Jax in a #1 contenders match for a shot at the WWE Women's title. As the match is about to start, Tiffany Stratton heads out for a closer look from ringside. Jax gets the best of the start, with Cargill then trying to lift Jax as the crowd chant, "You can't wrestle." Jax then gets 2 off a Samoan drop, with Cargill then Samoan dropping and suplexing Jax as we come from a break. A spinebuster then gets Jade at 2, with Jax getting the same off a powerbomb.
Jax then drags Cargill over to the corner looking to finish her off with the Annihilator when Cargill gets up and throws Jax to the mat. Sorry, let me ham that up for you. Cargill throws Jax down to the mat, frog splashes her and then covers her for the 1-2 kick out. A pump kick gets Jade another 2 when the crowd all of a sudden start cheering. It's then that we see Naomi attacking Stratton at ringside, which distracts Cargill, who goes to confront her. This is enough for Jax to take advantage as she headbutts Sentons and then annihilates Cargill before pinning her for the win. So we're back to Jax versus Stratton.
Yay. Backstage we see the Street Profits having a little chat with Michin and B-Fab, with the Profits then making their way out to the ring. Ford says it was the greatest TLC match of all time and that the Profits came out on top. As this is said, out come Fraxiom. Fraser asks Axiom if he can remember what
the greatest of all time, Shawn Michaels,
said to them when they left NXT. Axiom replies yes, with Fraser saying that if we see an opportunity, we take it. Dawkins asks if they think they deserve a title shot, with the reply from Fraxiom being yes. Out comes Aldis, and guess what?
What?
We have a match between the two, but not for the titles.
Oh, I wonder who's going to win. So, the Street Profits versus Fraxiom. We come back from a break to find Axiom in control of Ford, with Fraser coming in and attacking Ford's bandaged ribs. Ford tags out with Dawkins also suffering at the hands of Fraser until sending him from the ring. He follows and sends Fraser into the announcer's desk before heading back into the ring and tagging in Ford. Fraser stays in, getting double teamed and covered, but always kicking out on 2.
Fraxiom power up with Fraser tagging in Axiom and the pair, then diving out the ring twice at each opponent before we hit a break, come back and see Dawkins countering Fraser and buying himself some time. The two then tag out, bringing in Ford and Axiom, with Ford besting his adversary and getting a 2 count off a standing moonsault. Fraser comes back in and looks to hit a superplex off a top rope, but Dawkins tags Ford, which leads to the two hitting a super blockbuster. Dawkins covers for 2 and Axiom makes the save.
Now it's Fraxiom's turn as we see the Spanish Fly from Axiom and the Phoenix Splash from Fraser into cover. This only lets him a 2 as Ford breaks the cover and attacks Axiom at the same time. Dawkins then gets KO'd by the Golden Ratio outside the ring by Axiom, while Ford looks for the Frog Splash on Fraser. Unfortunately, no one's home as Ford hits the mat. with Fraxiom then taking advantage with a drop kick from the top rope leg sweep combo, better known as the Catapulta Infernal. You may know better than me. Axiom then covers forward for the 1-2-3. The two teams shake hands after the match, so this is leading to a title shot.
Backstage we see Tiffany Stratton looking for Naomi when Nia Jax bumps into her. Jax tells her to worry about her, with Stratton saying once she's beaten her she'll make sure there's a spot on the losers table for her, right next to Charlotte Flair.
Good answer. We get a recap of the build-up to Gunther versus Pat McAfee before cutting to The Miz giving Carmelo Hayes a pep talk before his match against Aleister Black. That pep talk being that Hayes is going to run the play exactly how Miz designed it.
So, Black versus Hayes, and after a pretty even start we see a moonsault to the outside from the middle rope by Black, with Melo then drop kicking Black over the timekeeper's barrier. We come back from the break and we're in the ring with Hayes eating a knee, which takes it out of both men. We go to a forearm off in the middle of the ring where Black reverts to type with kicks and strikes and then a springboard moonsault into cover for 2, with Black picking up another 2 after a brainbuster. Black then looks for Black Mass, but Miz gets on the apron looking for the distraction.
Yes, the plan.
Black heads towards Miz, but then ducks the blindside attack by Hayes, with Hayes sending Miz crashing to the floor. Black then rolls up Hayes and scores the victory. Miz storms the ring after the match, only for Black to lay him out with Black Mass.
Backstage we see Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, with Solo saying they need a game plan for Backlash. Fatu says he's going to dog walk them all and that's his only plan. We then see Motor City congratulate Fraxiom, with both teams then being attacked by DIY. Ciampa says that all they did was take advantage of 2 guys banged up from a TLC. And he's kind of got a point.
Yeah. Last match of the night, Andrade and Rey Fenix versus Los Garza, Escobar with Garza. Hits, kicks and dragon screws are the order of the day before we head upstairs and witness twin moonsaults to the outside from Garza. When we come back from a break, we see a poison rana from Andrade on Berto before both tag out. Fenix then comes in and takes out both of his opponents, with Santos not looking happy. Everyone then gets involved, which leads to them all being taken out. The legal men, Fenix and Angel, have a slap-off with Berto tagging in, hitting a standing moonsault on Fenix, only for his cover to be stopped by Andrade.
Santos then decides to distract the referee. Of course he does. Just as Fenix goes for the cover on Berto, Berto, though, counters into a cover of his own, but the ref, not looking, doesn't count. When she does see it and counts, it's too late as Fenix kicks out. Berto had Fenix down for at least 5. Andrade then tags in, with Rey flying out the ring to take out Angel, while Andrade hits the message on Berto and covers for the 1-2-3. After the match, Santos blames Berto for the loss, with Berto having had enough and slapping Escobar's hand away before leaving the ring. Well, it was Santos' fault that they lost.
Fair.
Distracting the ref. Backfired.
John Cena heads out to wrap up SmackDown, and as Mark Nash is introducing him, someone throws a bottle into the ring, which hits the mat, bounces up and catches Cena on the knee. Cena stops Nash, picks up the bottle, tosses it out the ring and allows Nash to continue. Cena says Orton's not here and that he's getting ready to face him, so he's here. He adds there's 31 world championships between them and that there are 2 names that define ruthless aggression, and if you're a fan between the ages of 12 and 55 or beyond, then you either choose Randy Orton or John Cena. Cena says this is their final match tomorrow, and with that your childhood dies.
He claims Orton's been lying, mostly to himself. Cena says Orton only got his job because of his family, has wasted his potential, and that you can't count on Orton for anything. Cena adds that Orton has to remind us he's a 3rd generation superstar and that nobody knows Bob Orton Sr., Orton's granddad, which, to be fair, we don't. Nobody does, apart from their own family. Cena rips on Orton's dad before saying Orton at Backlash will be like his 2006 drug test, a failure. Cena says he's the GOAT, he'll make history again, and then utters that this is what a last real champion looks like. There's that line again. Before raising the belt. A hooded figure then attacks Cena from behind, but Cena deals with him with an AA before lofting the title in the air again. I think they want us to think it's Orton. He has RKO gear on, but that ain't Orton. There's two of them. Orton then does appear and RKO's the champ, with SmackDown going off the air with Orton kissing the belt and raising it above a flawed Cena. Now, before you see all these other videos about, oh, there's a bottle, it's hit John Cena, it barely touched him.
Like a little graze.
He was, no, he was nothing. He was absolutely nothing. I mean, he had knee pads on anyway, but the bottle was empty. It flew into the ring. I mean, it's a good shot. It landed in front of him. It bounced up. It caught him on the inside of the knee and then just bounced away. Before you get, oh, bottle hit Cena.
Fan attack Cena.
Yeah. None of that. It was absolutely nothing. So let's not get excited. But see, Nash was going to pick the bottle up, and Cena played it very well. He stopped Nash. He picked the bottle up and then he threw it out the ring because Nash was going to do it, thinking Cena wanted him to do it. But Cena did it, and he played it. He played it off well. Excellent. Obviously, it's getting a little bit more interesting, but that fatal four-way for the US title.
Oh,
that
definitely looking forward to that.
Are you telling me Sikoa's not going to get involved? I think he will do.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Any thoughts or views that you'd like to share, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below.
Don't forget to go and check out our musings video with thoughts and opinions on the last week of WWE. There's usually something interesting in there. A new one drops every Wednesday. Thank you again for watching.
And we'll see you Sunday for Backlash.